What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. BC coming at you with today's Amped Up Monday, January 13, 2025. It's going to be like an updates upload because we got a big update on WWE going head-to-head with AEW. Two big nights for AEW, and WWE just said, we're going to make it that much harder for you. So if you're a fan that tries to support both WWE and AEW, catch all their shows, especially their big shows, PLEs, pay-per-views, specially themed events, WWE is going to make that a little bit harder because you're going to have to choose one or the other. We'll talk all about it. Two big dates, not just one, from what it looks like. One is confirmed. The other one is what we believe was the date AEW had selected. They were just waiting to announce that officially, so WWE kind of beat them to the punch. We'll talk all about it in today's Amped Up. And updates on Malakai Black, turning into Aleister Black, going back to WWE. We have an update on that. And him, we have an update on Darby Allin. We have an update on MVP. Update on Molina. Molina, there's a name from the past. Have an update on is tonight's Monday Night Raw. Only one announced match as of this recording, the street fight, and I put that in air quotes. Finn Balor, Damian Priest. And I spoke about this, as I said, in a recent upload, because is it really going to be a street fight? Is it going to feel like this new era, right? And more of a grittiness to it, right? More of an edge. Not a cope, but more of an edge. And are we literally going to have a street fight because it's called a street fight? Or are we just going to get trash can lids, kendo sticks, chairs, thin piece of wooden tables that break when somebody just lies on it? Is that what we're going to get? More of the same old, same old? Because what separates a street fight from a no DQ match? There's really no difference. No DQ, street fight. We're just putting a fancy name on it. I spoke all about this in a recent upload. That's what I'm more looking at. I'm not looking at the fact that it's another rematch, Damian and Balor. I'm not looking at the fact that most of us we've moved on from Judgment Day and Damian Priest. Once Priest and Rhea separated from that group, however it was done, Hunter Hearst Helmsley botched it, right? That storyline was in the garbage faster than Chelsea Green in the Meechin dumpster match. That storyline was right there with Chelsea. Way before Chelsea was in that dumpster in that match, man. That's where that storyline went. Unfortunately. But there's a way that Hunter Hearst Helmsley can reignite. Not just that. Not that we even need that reignited. What we need is Monday Night Raw to feel special, right? It's those little things that are not so little. Aspects like calling something a street fight and delivering on it. Actually, I don't know, going to the street. It's not that far-fetched. You literally can get a permit to block off a side of a street, or if it's right outside the parking lot of that arena, you can block that off anyway. The arenas have jurisdiction to do that, and usually they do anyway. While the event is going on, a sector of that street will absolutely be blocked off. So just get creative, man. I don't care if you keep going with the Judgment Day and Damian Priest for another month or 6 months. What I'm asking for from the jump is Monday Night Raw feeling special. This is a way that Hunter Hearst Helmsley, WWE, can do that. Tonight, something simplistic. You called something a street fight. Deliver on it. But that's all I have for you guys. I don't have anything else on Monday Night Raw. So as the day goes on, as we get more info, what I hope to do on this channel later this evening is a second Amped Up. And I'm going to get really ambitious. I'm going to try to maybe even do that live. So stay locked on the channel. Subscription is only half of it. Obviously, be subscribed, but you also got to be notified because I will give 0 seconds of notice if we go live. I give no notice. We just pop up live. So you got to be notified, not just subscribed. And I don't know how I'm going to do that because I really would like to make that members only in some sense, right? I don't know if that's going to be the live stream itself will be for members only, or do I open it up for everybody? Or maybe just the chat will be members. But I do feel like later this evening, if I'm able to go live, this is the perfect opportunity to show that appreciation to all my channel members that show that love and that support to the channel. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is a perfect opportunity, if I can do this, to not only go over Raw, but really honor my channel members, which I always try to do. So just a channel update, but I might open that up to everybody to at least view and listen, even if you can't comment in the chats. So hopefully that makes sense, man. I will have more on Raw as the day goes on. You guys will have a full preview later on the channel. Now for the updates I do have, let's start with the two. Oh, well, first, let me just comment on this because I know a lot of you guys you want my comments on my Packers. We took a whooping last night. We have been DOS booted from the playoffs. There's nothing to say, guys. We got beat. We got demolished. We beat ourselves before the Eagles beat us. That's it. We didn't come to play. 4 turnovers, 1 fumble, and 3 interceptions. A fumble on the very first play of the game. We got the ball. We immediately fumbled. A few plays later, they're scoring a touchdown. Just a couple minutes into the game. Our first possession, we go 3 and out. Do the math. There's no way the Packers could win that game if we didn't show up to play football. And we didn't. I don't know what we showed up to play, man. Old school Nintendo, right? They're trying to play Duck Hunt over there. They're trying to save the princess. We're over here thinking they were going to try to win a Super Bowl. So we got beat. But obviously I'm going to rock the G no matter what. Obviously I'm supporting my team because I'm not fair weather. I'm not a bandwagoner. Through and through the green and gold. So, you take this, you take the anguish of it, the pain from it, the frustration from it, the ass whooping from it, and you get better, you get stronger, and you do better next year. Hopefully we get a lot farther than the wild card. That's my comments on it. We got an ass whooping. We take it. We get up, dust ourselves off. We get a lot better. And that's it. And you make sure that this does not happen next year. But that was rough to watch. That was one of the worst games I've ever seen from my Packers. All right, let's talk these dates, man. AEW. Now, the first date is what we believe is going to be the Double or Nothing date. Usually they hold that Memorial Day weekend, right? I don't know why I always mix that up with Labor Day. I believe it's Memorial Day. It is in May. May 24th is usually what they would do, right? It's a big Saturday night. They'll hold it then. And this is where Saturday night's main event is slated right after their next one, January 27th. The one that Peacock is already putting out there into the stratosphere I got you, Vince, the WWE Universe. They're putting the date of May 24th. That would lie right on that Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, right where Tony Khan likes to put his Double or Nothing. Now, there is an asterisk, a caveat. Tony Khan has, for some reason, not officially announced that date for DRN yet. Not yet. But we heard that it was imminent. So it's almost like WWE kind of beat him to the punch. And I'm not saying they did this even knowing or thinking about AEW's event, but they don't just choose these dates, guys, out of the blue and not do their due diligence. That's why you see a lot of things will not fall on Super Bowl weekend ever. Just giving that, right? NCAA or a Final Four, right? A lot of events will try to shy away from that. Even WWE hates to put Monday Night Raw up against Final Four, but no other choice. Things like that. You always know. You have a team that literally goes and sees what you're up against when you choose these dates. To say that they didn't know at all that AEW was running this event or usually does, that's just not the case. Again, I'm not saying Hunter and them, that's the first thing they thought of, or were even thinking about AEW up front. But absolutely, before you make the final call, you absolutely have a team that tells you everything that is or could be on that date. And if you think the second biggest company behind you, no matter what they're pulling now, no matter how much in the dumps they are right now, ratings-wise and morale-wise, doesn't matter. It's the one right under you. And to not even know that they have an event, that's not the case. But they decided to approve it anyway, May 24th. That's the first hurdle now. So does Tony Khan, because he didn't officially announce it, will he switch that up? Because it ain't going to be WWE switching that date. I can tell you right now. They're going to try to capitalize on that Memorial Day weekend crowd. So that's definitely going to hurt Tony more than it will Hunter and WWE. The second date is confirmed by AEW, and this is a really big date, a really big event for Tony Khan. He's been trying to promote it for months already, and it's months away. July 12th, AEW All In, and it's in Texas. This is big, right? Everything's bigger in Texas, they say. All In. Tony Khan wants to be bigger than even London or anywhere could deliver. Well, that just got a huge punch in the mouth with the WWE putting another Saturday night's main event right up against it. So Double or Nothing is in peril right now, right? That's in doubt. Or they're going to have to go head to head and AEW is going to get dinged up. And I should say July 12th, that's definite. AEW is July 12th with All In, and Saturday night's main event is July 12th right up against it. So Tony Khan's big event just took a huge hit because a lot of people are going to see, okay, even the ones that support both companies, they're going to say, I can get this for free. Or well, yeah, right? NBC, what am I saying? You don't even got to pay the $5 to $10. Or I can pay the money to get AEW's All In. I might as well just catch the free WWE show. You know they're going to stack the card. I mean, that's what a lot of fans are going to say. So even if you were going to pull a low end 150 to 225 buy rate, let's say $125 of that buy rate for AEW switches over to WWE, that's going to hit them massive. For All In, do they even hit $125? Questions, right? If you're a numbers guy and you follow these numbers and the trajectories over the years of Double or Nothing or All In or all of these pay-per-views, you honestly would have to ask the question, can they even pull $125 for such a heavily marketed event when WWE is offering this on NBC broadcast television, not even cable? Not even cable. We are offering this for free. It's broadcast, NBC. Or you can go and pay the money over there. Maybe they have the max deal too. Maybe you can get that for $10 by then, but still, you have to pay for that. Some people won't. Who puts out the better card, right? Maybe AEW really stacks the deck, makes a card that you just can't look away from. You got to catch it live. Sorry, WWE. Or does WWE do what they always do? Stack it, but maybe they bring back Rocky, maybe an Undertaker appearance, right? What you gonna do, brother? Right? Hulk Hogan, but this time anticipating he's gonna get booed, so he's got the NWO black and white, and he's hawking his beer, but as a bad guy. Who knows, man? They always pull out the tricks. But just giving you guys an update. There's two big dates that WWE Peacock originally have put out there as confirmed dates for the next two Saturday night's main event after later this month. May 24th, which looks like it's going to be right up against Tony Khan's Double or Nothing, because that's usually where he slots that. Memorial Day weekend Saturday. And for sure, July 12th, which is AEW Texas All In. And that's another Saturday night's main event. So WWE, whether they knew it or not, were even thinking about AEW or not, they're doing it. They're going right up against two of AEW's biggest pay-per-views of the year, because that's what these two events are. And it's almost like if WWE did know about it, they're just kicking them when they're down, right? Because AEW's had a rough several months up front. And WWE has been reveling in a lot of financial success. So it's almost like now they're just choosing to kind of stomp them out now. While they're down, let's kick them and do them in, right? Finish them. It's almost like what Hunter and WWE is doing. Again, whether they thought about it, knew it in advance or not, doesn't even matter. That's what it looks like they're doing. Stomp them out now while they're down. So it's going to take a lot for Tony Khan and AEW to rise up from this. Now, the other option is they can move, right? I don't see WWE moving dates because AEW wants to hold a pay-per-view. I don't see that at all. That'll probably make them smile even more. Oh, yeah? You're going to charge fans to watch your product? Please, we'll put on NBC. We'll see who does what. I don't see WWE moving dates. And then it just leaves Tony Khan. All in Texas is too big. I don't see how you could even move that. It would have to be Double or Nothing because as of this recording, I don't believe that's been announced. But that'd be the first time that moves, and that's Tony Khan literally saying, I don't want to compete against these dudes. That doesn't scream his personality. But either way, this, it's definitely a kick to the balls of AEW. Tony's two big events. It's not just big events from WWE. These are broadcast-free television events. So, man, that's going to decide a lot with fans that support both. But it just comes down to economics, finances, positioning. You know what I mean? I'm just going to watch this WWE event, and I'll catch the highlights of AEW afterwards. We'll see. What do you guys think, man? If you support both, are you going to choose? I mean, you have to, right? Unless you get the double TV going. You got NBC. You paid for AEW. Maybe you're going to do both. But that's a huge update. Just wanted to go over that. Wanted to spend some time on that. Just why it's being done. What are the options now? But that's that's huge. Because a lot of fans do say that I support both. I try to catch every show. Well, there's two big AEW dates, two big pay-per-views. You're going to have to decide. What do you want the next update? Let's do this one real quick. Molina was reported missing over the weekend amidst these wildfires in Los Angeles and California. And a couple of wrestling companies were trying to get a hold of her, and she was not responding. Not just one, two. And that's what really started making people go, oh, wait a second. It ain't just one company. Maybe she's just trying to totally ghost them. Doesn't want to do business with them. It was two. So this ended up gaining traction. Guys, it made Fox News. I mean, literally made news outlets. People were trying to find Molina. Molina ended up being found safe. She was just out doing errands or something, taking a little road trip, relaxing at the beach. The first company that reported her missing, or at least, if anybody knows her whereabouts, they ended up making an update and just saying she's been found, she's safe, she's good. Thank you for your support and for everybody caring and asking. So, I don't know, guys. Maybe you've come across that story. You didn't get that update. Melina is fine. She was just out living life. Maybe chose to unplug for a few hours. And when she replugged, was reminded why she should have stayed unplugged. Oh, man. But, I mean, I get that's a good thing, though. I mean, especially with everything that's happening. She is listed as, a Los Angeles native, whether she still is there or not. So a lot of people kind of, drew the conclusion, wait a second, I can't get a hold of her. There's all this stuff going on. So I guess, it's a pretty cool thing that people came together just to make sure she's good. I've always loved Molina as a talent. I think she's a sweetheart behind the camera and out of the ring. I think it's a shame she never got another run in WWE when she was totally up for it. She went into that Rumble a few years ago, had that stare off and split off with, was it Sasha Banks? Man, I was like, oh, there it is, man. Sign her. I don't know if it's a year contract. Let her have all these awesome matches. Her and Sasha have to have a match. And she never came back after the Rumble. It was, to this day, I can't believe we didn't see more of Melina in her prime. So, some people within WWE said the first run, why it didn't work, there was maturity issues. And, so the way she was backstage, I guess. Again, she seems like a sweetheart, but maybe business-wise, behind the scenes, it was a different story. I know she was in a real relationship with John Morrison, so maybe sometimes that kind of muddies the waters business-wise and how you act behind the scenes, backstage. I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions. It just sucks we didn't see more of Melina in her prime, and even out of her prime, man. I would still catch Melina on the big stages. I can't believe we did not see more of Melina in the last 15 years up front. Wild to think. But Melina is good. Little update in case you guys caught that story. This one's wild. Darby Allin is going to be out for months. Now, not just an injury thing or anything like that. We are hearing, this is a report, and it's reputable enough to send to you guys, and something that I would absolutely believe, even if it wasn't double verified. I would still wait for the double verification, but I would believe it because it's Darby. But he's going to take some time off, up to a couple of months, because he wants to climb Mount Everest. First, I say salute. More power to you. Sometimes, after 2 or 3 hours in the gym, climbing the stairs is a chore. If you want to climb Mount Everest, have at it, man. Everybody's got their hobbies, right? You're climbing Mount Everest. BC wants to pick up a donut. I love donuts, right? Probably why I have to spend extra time in the gym to work the donuts off. But this dude chose that as a hobby, and he wants to take time to really train for that. I respect that. That's not an easy thing to do. You got to go in there prepared. You can actually get hurt and get messed up if you're not going in there with the right mindset and in the right physical shape. If you actually want to conquer something like Everest. And that's what Darby's doing. He's taking this serious. So just like in anything, if you want to do it right, you have to train for it. You have to dedicate, man. You know, you got to get in that gym. You got to really start working it. If it's Everest, you got to really work. Leg day has to be amplified. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people like to skip leg day. You got to do 3-4 leg days a week now, man. But yeah, and it's probably not just, it's probably just a lot of other preparation as well. Darby Allin really wants to conquer this mountain, literally and figuratively. So good for him, man. But that's the update that we have for you. If you guys are wondering, after you fell down those stairs, Darby's picked up a hobby. He's going to start climbing shit. He always did, though, right? Climb. I hope he just doesn't try to do a swanton bomb off of Everest onto something. That's not advisable. That might be a little too high. What's up? Update. MVP. Let's talk some MVP. We got an update on him. He's coming back to the ring. I think this is only the third time in the past several years that he's been in the ring. Even his WWE stint, right? I forgot. Yeah. MVP's coming back to the ring this Wednesday night on Dynamite. He's returning to team up with his Hurt Syndicate brothers, right? Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP, the Hurt Syndicate. Still a fan of, by the way, when they were Hurt Business, and I still like how they're being booked as Hurt Syndicate. I just need a story attached to it now. I love the fact that they're dominant. I love the fact that they're picking up W's. Now we need a story to ignite, but we're halfway there. I say the same thing about Mercedes. She's picking up W's and titles, but now, Mercedes needs something now to get people interested to another level. That's the same position Hurt Syndicate is in. But MVP will be joining up with Lashley and Benjamin to get in the ring against Private Party and Briscoe, Mark Briscoe, this Wednesday night. It's a stacked card that Tony Khan is delivering. On the same card this Wednesday, you're going to get Kenny Omega returning to the ring against Brian Cage. And you're also going to get the title match, Powerhouse Hobbs, who just won that men's casino gauntlet match. Powerhouse is going for Mox's championship this Wednesday as well. And also the women are finally going to have their chance at the women's gauntlet match. That's a lot to say in a small... those gauntlet matches, man. So that'll be interesting to see what women are in this thing, which one prevails. That is all... Oh, and by the way, Hook and Christian Cage, continuing the feud that they've had for a while now. That's all coming up this Wednesday. It's maybe not pay-per-view, but special themed event-ish, right? Pretty stacked card, I would think, for Dynamite. So MVP returning to the ring on the same night. Omega is returning to the ring. I thought that was interesting and pass that on to you guys if anybody's interested. AEW fans, and maybe you didn't know, or fans that don't watch too much Dynamite, but say, hey, doesn't sound too bad. If I'm free for Wednesday night, maybe I'll turn on TNT, or TBS, whatever it is. They're right. Most cable providers, they have them back to back anyway, right? So if you ever forget, TBS is like run underneath. And lastly, a little update on Malakai Black. I've been trying to keep up on this for you guys, because just either everybody just doesn't know anything, or they're staying really silent on it. But Julia Hart just recently spoke on it. She says she doesn't know what's going on. She knows, all I know is that the rumors aren't necessarily confirmed, but I wish him the best on whatever he does. That doesn't sound like somebody who's talking to somebody she was just in a team with, right? So that goes to tell you, whatever's going on with Malakai, it looks to be just between him and Tony Khan, because Julia Hart is like, this seems like a sincere statement that she gave to Little Salcedo. And Julia Hart is really like, it just seems like there's no BS there. There's no kayfabing. There's no There's no sugarcoating. She has no idea. Hasn't talked to Malakai, but wishes him the best if indeed that's the route. It sounds like somebody who knows like he ain't coming back to AEW. But the update I have is actually from Meltzy Boy, who obviously talks to people within AEW. Of course, the Young Bucks. I don't know if they're good friends, but Meltzy's always talking to the Bucks. Well, Meltzy said this about Malakai Black. Meltzy says, and I quote, "He's gone. First, blunt, right? He's gone. He's not going to be on TV again." And by the way, he means AEW. He'll be back to WWE, obviously. But he's not going to be on TV again, says Meltzy. And then Meltzy said that everyone who he asked about Malakai to, they all said the same thing pretty much. Good. It's like they weren't in a hurry to like come to his aid or say, I don't blame him, or, oh man, that would hurt us, or oh, that would suck. Oh, we can't lose Malakai. They were just like, good. Now, that doesn't have to be a malicious good, right? Like an FU good. It could be like, good. We know his heart's in WWE. That's where he wants to be. Good for him. Could be. But Meltzy said everybody's pretty much like good if he doesn't come back to TV. Meltzy then says, and I quote about Black, people already had that feeling that he wanted to go back to WWE. It was very clear that he wanted to go back. Once you get that thing where you want to go back, it no longer works to put you on TV, especially if you're not comfortable losing. It makes it a lot worse. End quote. So I want to revisit that last part. Especially if you're not comfortable losing and you want to go to WWE, it makes no point to put you on TV. Is it not being comfortable losing, or is that being smart and not wanting to lose? Guys, you're going to take L's. There's no question. It's pro wrestling. Nobody's going to have Undertaker streaks all the time or Goldberg. You're going to lose at times. Heels are going to lose even more than faces. I get it. But somebody like Malakai's character, I said the same thing about Alistair in WWE. They got to win way more than losing, and they have to be significant. So Malakai concerned and thinking about his booking is a really good thing because he knows his character. Malakai's not a spring chicken, guys. He didn't just pop out of the NXT Performance Center at 19, 20, 21 years old, right? Malakai is like 38, 39, I believe. All forgiveness if I'm way off, but I think he's late 30s about to crack that 40 zone, I believe. And if that's the case, this dude knows that, his prime is slowly it's drifting, right? The sun's setting a little bit more by the day, career-wise. So Malakai's thinking, dude, what am I... I can't be in this match. I can't lose this match like this, man. My character will get hurt on it, right? And that's true. Some characters, you have to be careful how you lose and when you lose. Uncle Howdy a month ago. Has it been a month? Yeah, because they basically haven't even been on camera since. Uncle Howdy took the baby powder and got beat in that 8-man tag with Final Testament. I mean, what have the Wyatts done? How did that help the Wyatts? How did that help Uncle Howdy's character? You cannot have this dude lose in a baby powder. The dude's a supernatural character, and it takes baby powder from aisle 5 Target to beat the dude. Next, you'll see him get rolled up. I'm surprised he didn't get rolled up after the baby powder. You can't do that, right? That's where I wish that Howdy, Bo Dallas, would step up and say, no. Taylor, the dude behind all the care, Taylor would say, no, guys, please, I have no problem taking the loss, but can we talk about this? That's what started to happen with Malakai, man. They started doing some goofy stuff with him. They would keep him in these 6-man tag matchups with his House of Black brother in for no reason. To the point where he got frustrated. He talked about it on a social because he was asked about it all the time. He said wrestling in these trios matches is not my idea. The fact that I'm not doing all these singles matches is not up to me. So he wanted people to know it's not me, dude. I would love to be having singles matches and becoming a single star. It's not in the cards. So, it's the same frustration that a lot of these wrestlers have, and some are more vocal about it, and some get really heated because they don't see the change, and others just go with the flow and just go along with it until their contract is up, and then they see where they go. But then you have a lot of wrestlers, Ricky Starks, Miro, Penta. You're starting to see a lot of talents in AEW get very frustrated and just want out. And a few years ago, we remember that in WWE, right? It was Miro, Rusev at the time, Brody, Luke Harper at the time, FTR. There was a lot of talents, and they were, on their socials vocally giving off those grievances. And we're starting to kind of see that now with AEW, where the product on air, a lot of fans are not pleased with. And it's almost like that's leaking backstage. The morale is down. A lot of people just want out. For Malakai, it's more simplistic, right? I mean, maybe he thinks under Hunter it'll be different. So he wants to give that a chance. Although, Andrade and a lot of others probably thought that as well and just didn't work out. So we hope that's the case. But even more so, his significant other is over there, man, Zelina Vega. He probably is just done being in a different company and always away from Zelina. It's much easier. Get paid. Hopefully, I can't get any worse booking than what I'm getting with Tony Khan, just like Vincent Kennedy. Nobody is booking me properly anyway. I might as well be with my girl, he's probably thinking. So, Zelina Vega, he can be back with her. So, I don't know. That's why even Meltzy says he's gone. He's not coming back. He's not going to be on TV. We already know that. We just don't know if he's already gone or has Tony Khan tacked on more time like a Penta, a Starks, and others, Miro, and just won't let them out of the contract, which is not the right way to go about it. I know you have a contract, but we used to say the same thing about Vincent Kennedy. At what point is it almost like holding, like the talent become like prisoners? Well, they signed contracts, you say. Yes, but under Vince, we said, dude, if they're that unhappy, just let them go. Well, you got to keep that same energy with Tony Khan, right? I mean, at this point, just let WWE sink their own ship by adding more talent, because that's what happened to Tony. He added more, and it didn't help. Instead, the ship started to sink. Too many talents, not enough time. You started making all these new shows. Dynamite wasn't even planted yet. Collision and Rampage were destined to fail because Dynamite wasn't solidified yet. Solidify that, then grow. Instead, Tony Khan just tried to do what WWE took 50 years to do. He tried to do it in 5. I'll have 3 shows. I'll have a roster of 200. I'll try to pack stadiums across the world. It doesn't work like that. Vince had to spend decades to build what we now see and what is now everybody is cashing in on. Hunter is cashing in. Ari Emanuel, TKO. Everybody is cashing in on what Vince did for 40 years. That's the truth. Tony Khan has to build that equity. So, if people are not happy, let WWE take them. That's going to be their problem. They don't have enough hours. They can add a 4th hour to SmackDown and Raw. Don't actually do that, please. It's already a chore to get through every Friday and Monday. But they could do that. You're still not going to be able to put everybody adequately in the right positions, give them TV time. So let them have all these talents. Cut ties with them. So there's no reason to keep these talents if they're not happy. It's clear that Malakai wants to be back in WWE. I mean, Meltzy's even talking to the Young Bucks and all them, and that's the word that they're getting clearly. So let it be, man. That would be the biggest advice. Just let it be. I know they're under contract, but just like we said in WWE, let them free. Because you're going to free yourself in the process. You don't want people working for you that just don't want to be there. If you got this kid who gets out of his car, smoke is infiltrating from the car to the outside, right? He's 10 minutes late because he's been doing some extracurricular smoking in the parking lot, shows up for his Target shift. He doesn't want to be there anyway. He's half-assing it. Cut him. Let him go. Let him free, right, dude? Just go. You don't want to be here. We know that you're employed. You're here until this shift. You're scheduled for the whole week, but just go. You would do that at Target if you were the manager. Target. A pro wrestling company, somebody doesn't want to be there or would rather be elsewhere, you would cut ties. Because it ain't worth it for you. Save yourself the money. Get the right employee into that Target. Those shelves would be stocked a lot faster, more adequately. Same thing with pro wrestling. Get somebody in there that wants to be there. You'll get an even better performance, maybe. Maybe that'll ignite you to book them better because you want that person there. Because you got to wonder, did Tony ever really want Malakai there the way he was booked? That's it. I could keep going on this because I had a lot of coffee this morning, but this already went a lot longer than it should have. So another amped up later this evening, guys. Hopefully we can do that live. It's going to center around channel membership somehow. Maybe even just if it's the chat open for members, or maybe we just make that members only in totality. But I really would like, I kind of want all my subscribers to be able to see that and hear that if it's a live stream. I don't know. It's going to center around my channel members, man, one way or the other. So definitely be subscribed, obviously, but also notified, and channel membership. If you can, we'd love to have you. Start with the gold card, work your way up after a year to the diamond club, the diamond card, and then the coffee VIP club. And you get that coffee card after 2 years. I'd love to have you guys, man. And I appreciate you guys so damn much, my entire membership crew. So this one's going to be for you guys later on, if we're able to go live. But no matter what, we're going to do a second amped up, because I want to give you guys a lot more on Monday Night Raw. We just don't have enough. So that's it. Until next time. And there will be that next time. Top guys, we are out. 44 dive. That's a wrap. BC in the unit saying salute. Check you.